Dave, I guess first talk about the decision to start Brian at quarterback, why you guys went away from him, and why go to Tyler next after that.
We had a sort of evaluation period all throughout the week. Made a decision basically Thursday to go with Brian and just to give him an opportunity, shake things up a little bit, try and create some life in our offense. Played well, and he played well to start things off here in this game. Just felt like we got a little bit stagnant as the first half went on, and beginning of the second half, thought there were some plays there to be made, and made a decision to go with Tyler just based on his experience. Damian Terry's very much in the mix, though.
Coach, you talk about stagnancy in the second half. There were a couple stabs down the field that obviously worked with O'Connor running the offense. Also, another thing I noticed when you ran tempo there, you had some success with momentum. Is there any thought to maybe running up-tempo offense earlier in the game?
No, our defense was on the field for some long drives, and it doesn't do us any good as a football team to go out there. And if we're moving the ball, obviously it'd be great, but not necessarily our style. So if we got and go 3 and out, not a good situation for the defense.
Dave, can you talk about what went into the running back rotation? LJ had a couple runs early, but then you kind of went away from to some other guys. What was kind of thought process?
Yeah, LJ didn't see a whole lot of action in the second half as it became a little bit more of a passing game. And, Gerald is sort of our best pass pro guy and is locked into his assignments very well. So that's pretty much what happened.
Dave, how do you find answers in the passing game when you can't protect off the edges for whichever quarterback's in the game? I know the sack in the end zone and then also the knockaway fumble. I mean, how does that limit you, and is there even the possibility of a fix there?
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's opportunities for the ball to come out sooner. There's chances. We knew they had a good pass rush. We tried to have a protection such where we're using our backs and so forth to give the quarterback a little bit longer chance to throw it, or at least an adequate chance to throw it. Didn't use that always, and there were times we didn't use it, and we paid for it. But I guess we just need to use a little bit more where our back is involved in protection, just helping out.
Coach, you guys have obviously had great success over the last handful of years. But that said, with the times as rough as they are right now, is anyone on the coaching staff worried about future?
Well, when you're 2-4, you're always worried about the future. The immediate future is the most important thing right now. We're halfway through a football season. We're not where we want to be or where we expect to be. So in our minds, the future is the next 6 games, and we're worried about it because we need to improve and get better. So, yes. Okay, thank you.
Mike, it is uncharacteristic the first 9 years you guys have been here. You've been so sound tackling-wise, and all year it's been rough, but today was just brutally bad, to put it nicely. Can you address this? Is this something that you've seen? Is it something, I mean, because it's not one guy, it's not one part of the defense, it's every part of it.
Yeah, well, I tell you this, I'm used to seeing in the previous 9 years that you mentioned, when the first person gets there, even if he's just hanging on, the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth guys are there like bam, 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 bam. And I'm not seeing that right now. It's usually not just the initial guy that's there. It's the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hats that make you look like a good football team. So a good tackling football team. So we need to do a better job of that. You know, we probably tackle more in practice than just about anybody in the country. So I promise you we're working at it. But obviously we need to get better. And it's the point of attack guy, but it's the other 10 getting there.
Like, it looked like you were able to get home a little bit better somewhat today, but the coverage was a little bit lax. What did you see in the back end just from the field, and what your opinion was?
Well, honestly, a couple of those routes, our guys knew were coming. They were talking about it out there on the field, but they executed it. They made plays. They could go to the corner route where inside receiver breaks to the sideline and just throw that up and complete it pretty much when they wanted to. So we're going to have to figure out some answers to that. We did try to get pressure. We probably blitzed a little bit more than we have been, but it's frustrating when you know something's coming and you don't make a play.
Mike, kind of piggybacking on that, Justin Lane had the pick six, but he also looked like he was part of the confusion that allowed for the open receiver on the 57-yarder there in the third quarter. Is that just a matter of, young guy 2 weeks ago was playing wide receiver, being in the middle, being put in this situation?
That's exactly what it is. Justin Lane is a very talented player. He's a tough player. He's explosive. He's going to be very, 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 very good, but he's having to learn a lot fast. And there's going to be some growing pains, but obviously we can't allow those growing pains to be the big ones. They can't be the 60-yard touchdown passes, and that's on us as coaches.
Coach, you mentioned dialing up blitzes, trying to bring different looks, but these 4 losses in a row have gone hand in hand with third down conversions by your opposition. They're above 50%. Can you take us through your third down philosophy? Anything you've tried to mix up in that particular instance, particularly in third and long situations?
Yeah, well, to start the year, we've done it pretty much exactly like we've done over the past 9 years and have been very successful. We did try to give a little bit more of a 4-down rush look with some stand-up linebackers blitzing off the edge today. We've mixed up 3 deep, 2 deep, our normal quarters, blitz man, blitz zone. So we're sort of working with just about every coverage you could figure and trying to shrink it down. But honestly, as we went into it this week, we said, hey, we need to have just a couple things and try to get real good at them. And that's what we're going to have to continue to do because we don't adjust real well right now.
Coach, this may be oversimplifying, but do you feel on defense it's a lack of technique or a lack of personnel?
Well, the personnel we have is the personnel we have, and we recruited these guys, and we love these guys, and there's some good football players out there. So we need to obviously get better technique-wise, and we need to have better attention to detail. That's probably one of the biggest things that we need. 10 of 11 guys being perfect on a play doesn't get it done. So we love our personnel. There's no doubt about it. Those are guys we brought in, and then they are working hard. But our attention to detail and technique both need to improve.
Mike, what you outlined at the top about the lack of gang tackling and seeing the 54 up on the board has to be stunning. I know you said what's happening. How do you fix it?
Well, first thing is confidence and pride in the Spartan Dog defense. And we have confidence for a certain amount of time, but it doesn't seem to last a full 60 minutes. So some leadership from coaches and players is a big thing right there. It is stunning to see a 54 on the board. And there is a lot of pride in what we've done here in the past and the people that we have here right now. So I do expect to see people coming back swinging. But we need to watch the film and be honest with ourselves about, are we really flying around the ball like we have in the past?
Coach, your defense is giving up 3 times as many points in the second half as the first half. Do you think that's more the other team's offense adjusting or something going on defensively, maybe with your personnel or, again, like you said, technique going on?
Really what I think it is right now when we give up a big play or we give up a big drive, we don't respond very well. If you go and look at how people are attacking us in the second half, it's not like it's a whole different offensive game plan, like people are flipping the second half game plan and we're not handling it very well. We need to handle adversity right now. We need to play better after we give up a play as opposed to waiting for someone else to make a play or go out there and say, what's going to happen now?
Riley looked comfortable in the first half, was making a lot of checks. The defense looked like it was coming together. What did you see out of Riley in the first half, and what do you feel he needs to work on playing 60 minutes of football?
Well, like all coaches say, we know a better answer to that when we watch the film, but it was great to have him out there. He did bring an emotional lift, especially early. There's no doubt the checks we ask him to make, he's able to make. And I think that he'll have as much of an impact coming off a loss like this than at any other time, because after the last few weeks, he's been a guy that wasn't even on the football field. So it's hard to lead when you're not even playing. He's a fighter. So he'll be in the forefront of getting this thing right.